हृदय पयधीजले हितमानसी वेदं विहितपहित्रमखेदम् विहितपहित्रचरितमखेदम् केशमधृतं केशमधृतं हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशमधृता हीन शरीर जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे यपयधीजले हितमान वेदं विहितपहित्रचरितं वेदं हृदय पयधीजले हितमानसी वेदं विहितपहित्रचरितं केशमधृतं हीन शरीर जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे विपुलतरे स्थिति तव पृष्ठे गीतेरिह विपुलतरे स्थिति तव पृष्ठे धरानि धरणकीन गात्रगरिष्ठे गीतेरिह विपुलतरे तव पृष्ठे धरानि धरणकीन गात्रगरिष्ठे धरणी धरणकीन गात्रगरिष्ठे कूर्मशरीरं केशमधृतं कूर्मशरीरं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशमधृतं केशमधृतं कूर्मशरीरं केशमधृतं कूर्मशरीरं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे पयधीजले हितमानसिदं पयधीजले हितमानसिदं मानसी वेदं विहितमहि रजनीश्रमम् वसति दशनशिखरे वसति दशनशिखरे धरणीतमलग्ना वसति दशनशिखरे धरणीतमलग्ना सचिनी कलंककले मणिमग्ना वसति दशनशिखरे धरणीतमलग्ना वसति दशनशिखरे कमलग्ना सचिनी कलंककले मणिमग्ना सचिनी कलंककले मणिमग्ना केशमधृतं वराहरूपं केशमधृतं वराहरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशमधृतं वराहरूपं केशमधृतं वराहरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे रजनीपयधीजने वितमानसी वेदं सदापयधीजने तव परकमलबदीतमद्भुतसिंहं तव परकमलबदीनखयाद्भुतसिंहं तव परकमलबदे नखयाद्भुतसिंहं दलितहिरण्यक विपुतनो भृङ्गां तव करकमलबदे नखमद्भुतसिंहं दलितहिरण्यक विपुतनो भृङ्गां केशमधृतं नरहरिरूपं केशमधृतं नरहरिरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशमधृतं नरहरिरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे व्रजपयधीजने वितमानसी वेदं व्रजपयधीजने वितमानसी वेदं विहितमहितमखेदं व्रजपयधीजने मानसी वेदम विक्रमभेदम छलयसी विक्रमणे बलि माधुत वामन छलयसी विक्रमणे बलि माधुत वदन खनी रजनित जन पावन वदन खनी रजनित जन पावन केशमखित वामन रूपं केशमखित वामन रूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय हरे ये समखित वामन रूपं ये समखित वामन रूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे हरे प्रणमानसीवेदं प्रणयपयभिजने मानसीवेदं विक्रमभेदं प्रणयपयभिजने रुधिरमय जगन् गपगत पापं रुधिरमय जगन् गपगत पापं स्नपयसि पयसि अमित भवतापं रुधिरमये जगतपगतां पापं न पयसि पयसि च नितभवतापं केशमधृत भृगुपतिरूपं समधृत भृगुपतिरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे हरे ये समधृत भृगुपतिरूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे प्रजपयभिजने धृतमानसीवेदं विहितमहेशचरितमहेदं प्रजपयभिजने वितरसि विसुरानि विपतिकमनीयं वितरसि विसुरानि विपतिकमनीयं सम्मुख मौनी बोले रमणीयं भीतर से दीक्षिणे दीपति कमनीयं सम्मुख मौनी बोले रमणीयं केशमधिक राम शरीरं केशमधिक रघुपति जय जगदीश हरे 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 केशमधृतं रघुपति रूपं रघुपति रूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे बहसी बपुसी विशदे जलदाभं बहसी बहसी बपुसी विशदे जलदाभं अलयति भीतिजनमाभं अलयति भीतिमिलित जमुनाभं बहसी बपुसी विशदे वचनं जलदाभं अलयति भीतिनिमिषजमुनाभं केशमधृत अलसररूपं केशमधृत अलधररूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय हरे केशमधृत अलधररूपं जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय मिन्नसि जगविधेरः हासते जातं मिन्नसि जगविधेरः हासते जातं दादजरिदायद इदा पशुघातं मिन्नसि जगविधेरः हासते जातं मिन्नसि जगविधेरः हासते जातं दादजरिदायद इदा पशुघातं दादजरिदायद इदा पशुघातं केशमधृत बुद्धशरीरं केशमधृत बुद्धशरीरं जय जगदीश हरे Jaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Nindasi Jagavidhera Matsute Jatam. Nindasi Jagavidhera Matsute Jatam. Sada Mahidayada Sitam Pashughatam Kesamakritam Buddha Shariram Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Kesamakritam Buddha Sharira Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Rala Napaya Dhijale Dhitaman Sivedam Rala Napaya Dhijale Dhitaman Sivedam Vihitamahi Sarachini Samakhenam Kesamadhritam Nilacharitam Nilacharitam Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Lechani Mahanidhan Samsarada
Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Chapter 10. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as it is, translation and commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Chapter 10, Text 8. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly, the wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. Purport: a learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds, and because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopala Tapani Upanishad, it is said, Yo Brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedangs jagapayati sma Krishnaha. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. End of quote. Then again, the Narayana Upanishad says, Atapurusho havai narayano kamayata prajaha srijayeti. Then the Supreme Personality Narayana desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues. Narayanad Brahma Jayate Narayanad Prajapati Prajayate Narayanad Indra Jayate Narayanad Ashto Vasavo Jayante Narayanad Ekadasha Rudra Jayante Narayana Dvashadityaha. From Narayana, Brahma is born, and from Narayana, the patriarchs are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born, and from Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are born. End of quote. This Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in the same Vedas, Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. The son of Devaki, Krishna, is the Supreme Personality. From Narayana Upanishad. Then it is said, Eko vai Narayana asin na Brahma na Ishano na Po na Agni Samao Neme Dyava Prithivi na Nakshatrang na Suryaha. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality, Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no stars, no sun. From Maha Upanishad. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. In the Moksha Dharma, Krishna also says, Prajapating cha rudrang cha pyahang eva srijami vai tohimang na vijani to mama maya vimohitau. The patriarchs, Shiva and others, are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me because they are deluded by my illusory energy. In the Varaha Purana, it is also said, Narayana paro devas tasmad chatas chaturmukhaha tasmad rudro bhavad deva sacha sarvagyatam gataha. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from whom Shiva was born. End of quote. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me, no one is above me. End of quote. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way from a bona fide spiritual master with references from Vedic literature engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. A Krishna-conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanditaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this, the wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. In this verse, Krishna describes himself and also people who understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all spiritual and material worlds, and who therefore engage in his devotional service and worship him with all their hearts. They are Buddha, they're learned, or intelligent, thoughtful. We find Several times here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks of Buddhi Yoga. Just in the upcoming verse, Buddhi Yogam Dadamita. I give such persons, I link them with me by intelligence. So intelligence is a symptom of a human, considerably more than non-human species. That is meant for thoughtfulness. One should be thoughtful. Modern civilization, there's thoughtfulness, but it's practically presumed by everyone that this life is meant for enjoyment. Even you'll see so many philosophers in the Western world. Those who are interested in philosophy, which is not many, unless you're in France where they teach it in schools. But they're very proud. They talk, philosophy means for them what they call Western philosophy, but it didn't get off the ground. It didn't even start because they just presume as an axiom that we're meant for enjoying this world. There may have been some religious thinkers who had some different ideas, but then they are just, in the Western world also, just the opposite. Then they become renouncers of the world and engage in severe austerities. They don't have any idea that, or yeah, there may be, but they don't accept the idea that there is another world that we're meant for enjoying. That comes under religion. That's not philosophy. There may be philosophy about religion, but religion itself is not considered to be not very thoughtful, because it begins on the platform of blind faith, which is rejected from the outset by that which is considered philosophy. So by Srila Prabhupada's grace, those of us who have been fortunate enough to study Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam under his guidance, we can immediately understand that all these great thinkers, they're all just, as Srila Prabhupada mentions more than once in this purport, fools. Actually, they're very intelligently discussing about that which is not worth discussing about. Ashochan Vashochan Strang Pragyavadang Chabhashase Gatasunam Anugasang Cha Nanushochanti Panditaha. Intelligent people don't lament, which means they don't rejoice either, over that which comes and goes, which has no permanence. They're not fixated on that. They have a better subject matter. So those who have studied or heard from Srila Prabhupada, which means from Shastra and from all the previous acharyas, they can understand that these people, they're intelligently discussing that which shouldn't be discussed. As Srila Prabhupada gave this example in this regard of Kakatalya Nyai, that two pundits, they are walking along and they see there's a palm tree with ripe fruits on it, and one crow comes and lands on the tree just above the fruit, which immediately drops down to the ground. And being pundits, they're interested in understanding things and arguing about things. So one says, just see, the crow, by the action of his landing, the force of his landing caused the fruit to drop. And they said, no, it's just a coincidence. And then they go arguing back and forth. There's no way to find out. And even if you did find out, what would it matter? So discussing about being thoughtful, applying their intelligence to understand that which is not of any particular importance. So we should be thoughtful But we should, first of all, be thoughtful about what should we be thoughtful about. Parabhavasthavadabodhajata yavanna jignasata atmatattvam. So I just quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. You may think, well, that's just some religious opinion, but it's a very important comment or analysis that we are defeated. In other words, all our efforts are fruitless as long as we do not inquire into the nature of ourself. We're interested in ourselves, how I can be happy, how I can prosper, how I can flourish, how I can avoid distress. But first of all, we should inquire into ourselves. Who are we actually? Have whole philosophies developed in the Western world, utilitarianism, how everyone can cooperate together and be happy in the best possible way. But it's just based on the idea that we can be happy by having sufficient objects to maintain the body and live comfortably and enjoy sense gratification and not be troubled by disturbances. In other words, it's just on the animal platform. So then religion, that's supposed to take us higher and has very strong claims. If you have to believe in this, otherwise you'll go to hell. If you do believe this, you'll be saved. If you don't believe that, you'll go to hell. We should be very thoughtful. It's the most important thing we should be thoughtful about. Because if what they say is true, and it might seem that there's some truth in it, seeing as so many people believe in it and have believed in it, there might be something to it. Something we should be very thoughtful about. When the great majority of people within known history have accepted that there is more to life than simply living this life. There is a world beyond. There is a God, or gods, or spirits, or some state of those who are not theistic. They may also say there's a condition beyond this world, beyond birth and death. Nirvana, the Buddhists say. That is the point to be aimed for. Otherwise we're suffering birth after birth. So it's something we should think about. We should be most thoughtful about. Because if we get it wrong, we could be in a lot of trouble. If we get it right, then we'll be fulfilled in the best possible way. We should think very carefully. Otherwise we could be misled. There are those who say, well, to even enter on any religious or metaphysical path, you're being misled right from the outset. Because there is nothing more than this life. Bhasmi bhutasya dehasya kinkuna agavano bhavet. When the body dies, it's burned, finished. That's all. So don't worry about it. So, well, maybe that's one possibility, starting from our own platform of ignorance. But then, how will we get from the platform of ignorance to the platform of knowledge? There's another big question. And how can we actually understand? And we can get hung up on that also. How can you actually understand? It's obviously it's very easy to be misled and cheated. Atheists, they're increasing their numbers by pointing out that there's so much cheating going on in the name of religion. It has such very bad effects. But it seems that atheism will never be very overly dominant in the world. Maybe in some areas more than others, but But even that if we think about it, well, maybe they're right. We can think. But then, well, there's ample evidence that there is life after death. In terms of reincarnation, it makes sense that there's a controller of this world, since there are so many laws, which so there is something beyond. But how can I find out? How can I not be cheated? Or how can I practice in the best possible way? There may be so many different ideas and different opinions, and then some people may say, well, all the opinions are all the same. It all goes to the same goal. But it's a nice idea maybe, but it doesn't it doesn't work out like that, because if someone from Islam says, no, it's only this way, not any other way, and then someone from Christianity says, no, it's only this way, it's not from that way, so they can't all be the same, because they contradict each other. And these religions will say, no, there's no life after death. There's no reincarnation. Others say, yeah, there is reincarnation. So they contradict each other. So it's not that you can't just say they're all the same and they all go the same way, because they themselves, they have exclusive claims. They claim to, some of them claim to be the only way. Different people will be inclined to follow different paths. Srila Prabhupada, in commenting on this and saying when he was asked, as he was often asked in the Western world, what is the best religion? Because at that time in the Western world, although they had been for 2 millennia Christian, but now they were experiencing so many people coming, especially from India at that time. Excuse me. And giving different ideas about religion. So when Srila Prabhupada asks what is the best religion, maybe some of the people asking were trying to draw him into some kind of argument that our religion is better than yours. No, our religion is better than yours. This kind of fight. Srila Prabhupada simply said that he would simply say, it doesn't matter which form you practice, but the proof will be seen as how you love God, if you actually love God. And then if Srila Prabhupada pressed on that, he would develop that more, that you can't love God and love dog. Or as Jesus is credited as saying, or quoted as saying, you cannot love God and love mammon. Mammon means materialism. The definition of the best religion is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. And we may say, well, that's in Bhagavatam, but then someone else will say something else. Yeah, so many people may say so many things, but if we try to examine intelligently Buddha, this verse says, with our intelligence, then we won't find a better definition than this. Of course, there may be different opinions about that, but there may be different opinions about that, but yeah, well, what can we say? Then different people they may argue, but here's the Srimad Bhagavatam's definition. Savai pong sang paro dharmo yato bhaktir adho kshaje ahaitukya pratihata yayatmasu prasidati. The best dharma or occupational duty, that which should be done, or that which is our intrinsic nature, or religion. The best for all beings. It's not that it's exclusive to any race or nationality or caste. It's open to everyone, male, female, learned, unlearned, whatever. It's open.